Good morning. It is January 29th, 2021, and by my clock, 9:17 in the morning, and this is my last day at work. So, didn't give a notification, obviously, because this is the notification, but it's not my last day, it's just my last day working my job I love. So I just want to speak on one subject and talk on that, and then it will go from there. But I'd like to say I have the floor right now, and I would like to not be heard, but just listen. So Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, Green Lives Matter, Brown, this, that. It's the completely wrong thinking. Because even when you say lives matter, you're specifically saying a particular group of lives, like black lives, just black lives. You know, the wording in our mind frame, in our perception, in our scope, and the lens that we're seeing it through is that's the wrong thing. Drop all your other phrases, whatever mottos and catchphrases. This is it. Only life matters. Only life matters. Not only lives, but only life. Because I'm leading a life. You're leading a life. We're going through life together. We're not going through lives together. We're going through life. It's weird because it's singular and it refers to mine, like I value my life as you should yours. It's not I value my lives because I'm only leading one. So it might have different aspects of it in different parts, but I mean, I'm only leading one thing going in one direction. So I don't understand why there has to be constant division. If we start seeing that only life matters, where might that get us? Where might that get us? Because what we're doing right now is, there's not even no word for it. And I'm not just even referring to that specific topic, but just across the board. I'm not talking about economics, anything else. I think if we get back to what the base of what we're supposed to get back to, and that's God, and we recognize that we have a piece of that in us, then we'll see each other in a different view. Because that's the only way you can do that. And there is a God. There's no, prove me wrong. You can't. You cannot. I don't believe, this is not happenstance. I don't feel what I feel. I couldn't do what I'm going to do for it to be happenstance. There's no way that this is a mistake. You're not a mistake. God doesn't make mistakes. It doesn't. Everything has a direction, has a purpose. I figured out what I was supposed to do. So if you're going by Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, I guess being that I'm both, does my life doubly matter? So I'm like above someone? No, we're putting ourselves in subgroups and categories, and there's no difference between us. There's no difference between us. I don't know what happens over the course of us when we grow and mature. But you see these kids that I'm looking at now, and I'm looking at it through a scope and view that my normal work day, this was my last time seeing them. I'm not going to see them again. Last wave, they don't know that. Nobody else knows that. I do. But with that said, our kids, when I say life matters, that means from when it begins, when it starts inside of somebody to when they put you back in the ground, that time in between, that matters. No argument about it. No argument about it. The ones that we get here, what are we pouring into them, man? Our children are watching snuff films, basically, people getting killed on the regular, and we're broadcasting it to them like it's the thing to do. We are in error, man, and it pains me that it's gotten to this point. But like, what's going to give if people don't just start living accordingly to what they're supposed to do? Because we done tried every other kind of way. I mean, you know, people are just leaning on their own understanding and doing whatever they want to do. Cool. Look at the ripple effect of where we're at. This is real simple. Life. What is the opposite of life? Death. There's only two. So, I mean, is there going to be a group that says only death matters? It's a transition to get to that. We got to deal with the portion of that to get to where you are. But only afterlife matters? We haven't even started living our lives accordingly like what we're supposed to be doing, and our lives are purposeful and they're meaningful, and we are not treating each other with the respect and the love that we're supposed to, because we do not see each other as we are. Treat each other accordingly. That's it. There's no need for all of the murder. There's a difference between killing and murder. People get killed in bicycle accidents and falling off of platforms and trains. Murder is malice and forethought. It's like, it is so rampant. I can't understand how it's just the thing to do. And I was in the military. I mean, but that's a totally different circumstance. Like the stuff that's happening out here in such close proximity to like children, it's really sad that I am, and what we do is necessary, because like there's people who are so twisted that, I mean, I'm not saying it hasn't happened before and has always been like demonic and evil, but as of late, it's like we are, I don't even know. And the problem is we're not giving them another healthy alternative. Like, I mean, the adults are just as bad. Y'all are the ones who are doing. What are the children seeing? Now, I am not perfect. There was only one perfect. I am not him. I am not saying that. I am not perfect. But what I try to do is do right by them. Try to be as good for them as I possibly can, because I would want that for my children. I do. I, by default, am spending more time with them than y'all are. And I'm not a jab or anything, because, I mean, I got to work too. I'm not with my sons right now. But even with that said, you know, I'm close to your kids. We're not doing right by them. I'm not saying these specific kids. I'm talking about everybody in general, across the board. There's enough blame to be given. And just how we think that we can just do anything to anyone, and like the murdering and the life. Okay, well, say it that way. The lives that are being taken, because they're being taken individually, sometimes in group mass. It's, I don't know, man. This is beyond me, and I can't think how this has gotten to the point that it's the norm. Nothing else matters but life. Because if there isn't anything there, there's no existence of anything. There's no propagation of anything. It's not going to keep going on. Only life matters. Only life matters. That is it. And you fall under that umbrella, everybody is doing it at once. We're going through life together. It is one experience. It's not like we're going through, you know, separate whatever. I'm not even delving into no nonsense like that. We're going through this present right now. Let's deal with what we're dealing with here and the here and now before we start expounding on other things and try to say that, you know, whatever. Like I said, not a point that I'm going to cover. What I'm saying is we need to do better by each other. Point blank. Point blank. I wake up every day wanting to do my job. Like I love doing my job, and I couldn't really see myself doing anything else other than this, man, because it is absolutely wonderful dealing and watching the progression of these little people. And I can't think how we've gotten to the point that we're just letting them be fed anything, and then when they wild out and do something crazy, we're like, oh, where'd that Oh, where'd that come from? Well, what's been poured into them as of late? Well, this has been going on a long time. We have to say that. There's so much division, and it's absolutely unnecessary. The way I look at it, I'm responsible for two places. I got a elementary school I'm responsible for, and a middle school I'm responsible for. At the elementary, there's 289, and at the middle school, there's 242, for a grand total of 531. Now, when people ask me how many kids I got, I say 2. But in my mind, I'm thinking 530. I'm responsible for your kids. And I feel like I would lay it down for any of those children any day of the week without hesitation. If I didn't come here with that mindset in this thing for this job, I couldn't do it. I could not do it. You wouldn't want me here. I shouldn't be here. And I'm not putting myself but why can't we just see each other like that? Like, why can't we just value each other? I'm not saying we're not going to have bickering and gripes, but to take it to the extremes that we've been taking it, it's what's about to go down is the only thing I think that's going to get y'all. I can't figure out anything else, because trust me, this has been on me for quite some time, like for days, better part of days. It's I can't explain it. Like, it was something I could just wish away, because I've been in bad places before that, like, oh, okay, oh, well, no, I can bounce back. Fleeting idea. No, this, I'm like, okay, well, like, but it wasn't from an unhealthy place. I'm in a good, like, I'm leading a good life. Like, it has its ups and downs, and there's a lot of things I want to change about it, but it's still mine to lead, and I don't want to lose it, but like, I don't know what else to do to try to convey that this is something I feel that strongly about. Please, for the love of God, do not think that I came up with this on my own. There's no way I came up with this on my own. You would have asked me last Friday what was on my mind. I don't know, maybe going out somewhere to eat. This Friday, after all of the continuation of stuff that has gone on this week, personally, to me, like, I can't deny when I'm being directed, or like, this was as clear as I am talking to you now. And it was a progression of things. And I know y'all ain't gonna understand it, and that's fine. But what I want y'all to understand is why it's being done, because I can't. I just hope that, like, let it be small to start with here, and then bleed out. But can we just have a pause? Let this pause us. So we can then catch our heads, take the progression forward, and be like, I feel it has to be dramatic and bold. So what else am I to do? I don't know. More so to the point, who else is going to do it? And I don't know. Like, I'm sitting parked next to a playground. I'm just looking at them do their things, and they're completely oblivious to this. I'm wondering all of the stuff that they're going to be doing, what's going on with them. These are beautiful little people walking around here. Can we continue to see ourselves as that as we get older? They got the answer. I don't know how we lose it again, but it's we are messing up beyond control. Is this thing is going to spiral to the point? I don't know, but I tell you what, if you need a banner raised for this, or whatever this is going to be, only life matters. Whoever can debate against that, those are the ones you need to be worried about. That is the enemy, because the opposite of life is death. Sin is death. You figure that out, what that means to you. I know where I read it at. Not saying I look, far from perfect, but I don't know. It can't be said that this was a mistake. This has been the progression for me to get to arrive at this point. Like, I just realized this, or was tasked with this, almost a week ago. It'll be Saturday, it'll be a week ago. I think about, like, and I'm not Jesus. I think about how from the beginning, from the get-go, he knew what he had to do, and he knew when it was going to happen. The whole, like, and that was what, 33 small years? I'm 44. Like, bro, this last almost week, when I say I have, like, been crying, like, out of the blue, like, I've been wearing my sunglasses so much and just, like, praying to God nobody rolls up on me, because there ain't no way I'm going to be able to explain this. Won't happen. Like, they'll be like, what is wrong with you? Like I'm having a damn breakdown. And I have. But I am lucid. I know this is going to be fine-tooth combed and picked through and, like, everything. I get that, as it should be. Nobody up in here, anywhere, who's been dealing with me as of late for this last week can say I have not been in my right faculties, in my right mind. Nothing like that. This is the most, look at it. This is the most conscious decision I have ever made. Trust, because I promise you, this was nothing that I wanted to, I thought I was way down the line. Surprise, okay? And, I don't know. I just hope that it's worth something, and please explain it right. And no, stop before what you think. It's, like, not about to go down here. This is just my last day at work. This is why I'm talking about it. Okay? I know when it has to go down. Okay? But to know that, like, okay, clock out, go up, last day, everybody's eating lunch and whatnot. Like, okay, it's my last Friday. And I say, no man knows the hour, nor the time. I do. And it is kind of so nothing else matters. Only life matters. And if you're doing the opposite of, that is on you. Let's get under one thing, and let's be united under that, because that's the only thing we can get united of. There's so many splinter factions of everything. What can you possibly, it's hard to make a choice. I mean, you got more groups of things to, acronyms and whatnot than flavors of ice cream. And it's just like, how do you know what's the right thing? It's really not that hard, to be honest with you. It really isn't. You can't govern morality to people. I mean, it's insane. We are concerned with the wrong, absolute wrong things. Like, I looked on my phone, checking my bank account. I'm like, what am I doing that for? I was like, oh, to make the direct deposit. I was like, wow, wait a minute. Pointless. And then it dawned on me, you start doing things differently. It's like when people say, if you know it was your last 24, what would you do? I'm here talking to y'all in the hopes that this matters to y'all. That it's not lightly taken, because it's not light to me. So I know things are going to be said afterwards about me and whatnot, whatever. Look, do you think I care at this point in time about somebody's opinion? No. I really don't. I just hope that it's not for nothing. And I really hope that everybody gets their stuff together, because we need each other. It's like, I mean, I never understood how, okay, in this terms of, if you got a 5-man football team or a 10, what's better? Probably the 10, because there's more manpower. There's more people who can produce and help. We're not helping each other. We're selfish. We're self-centered. All we care about is self, likes, things of that nature. That's nonsense. Envious, jealous of stuff. You see something that's like literally glittering dust. It was not even going to be here. We're not. The only thing when you check out, you're leaving with, is your soul, which you arrived with. Just care for somebody else's like you care for that, yours. For everyone's. Let's start trying to do that. Let's start trying to do that, because I can't see, like, when is it going to be satisfied? Because I don't see nothing satisfying this. It's already been satisfied. I'm talking about the here and now of us as people still doing what we're doing to each other. It is insane. It is absolutely insane. And I mean, I know this has been going on and whatnot, but I mean, at what point do we, hit the brakes on it and like pause? If we can just start to place value, like we do it with stuff, objects that we cannot leave with. If we place value like we do, or praise a home in other people, we might get a little further. All of that stuff's gonna come and go, and the people will too. But at least value and put it in its right perspective and what it's supposed to be and what is supposed to matter. That's life, not the other stuff that's filled in it. We collectively make up life. We need to be thinking that. So the thing about it, remember this, only life matters. That's it.